Well, welcome to another special edition of Manzello's Sport Page, and everything spring is sprung again, and we're off. The Celtics are just about clinched fourth place. The Red Sox fans are already lined up to buy playoff tickets, and of course, the big news is the Bruins. Just unbelievable what the Bruins have done, and we got two guys going to talk about the Bruins, the Celtics, the Red Sox, the Yankees, whoever you want to hear. Lenny, welcome back again, my good friend.
Good to see you, Nick.
And Dan Miller, hockey writer for the Middlesex News. Dan, we got a lot of things going.
That's right.
And playoffs begin Sunday. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute. Sunday, which would be today, we're taping on a Friday at 7 o'clock. It's the Bruins and the Sabres. The Bruins have coming off a great streak of winning 18 out of 21. The Sabres have lost 7 in a row. Dan, what gives it?
Well, the Bruins winning 8 straight, 15 straight in the Adams division, which is a remarkable stat. They've done it not just by winning, but it's how they've won. I think this team is finally taking Brian Sutter's philosophy and putting it to the ice. Two things he's stressed since training camp, and that has been to go to the net and to play defense. Over the last 2 months, this team has done that. You can't overlook Andy Moog, but the forwards are playing well in all 3 zones. They're forechecking, playing well, clogging the neutral zone. They're back-checking, and they're getting wins. You look at their 8-game winning streak, they've given up 11 goals. Just over a goal a game, you're going to win hockey games with that kind of defense. And of course, Moog's played well. They've all played well. They have 5 players on that team that are having career years. Playing 7 rookies regularly, that's an amazing stat as well. You've got Oates, his career year, most points he's ever scored. Dave Poulin, the numbers aren't there like he had with the Flyers, but he's having a career year as far as killing penalties. He's over plus 30. With the 7 rookies on the team, he's added a dual role, and that is to tutor these kids. He's helped out the Heinzes, Donatos, the Glenn Murrays, the Joe Junos, and he's putting together quite a year. Andy Moog, career year, 37 wins. Career year from Don Sweeney, who is a 7th player award. He's over a plus 30 as well. You put that together, and it's been a formula that's produced wins. It's remarkable. They were 15 points back at the beginning of March, and here they are.
Dan, what do you, at what point do you think they finally absorbed, the new coach's philosophy? I know it was, I wouldn't say it was extreme, but certainly was, a real departure from bonus. And did you sense at one point that, hey, this will work, they will absorb it, and it will,
I sensed the team collectively felt Sutter meant business with learning what his philosophy was when he benched Moog and the retirement of Reggie Lemelin. I think that was such a shake-up to take a cornerstone of the team and sit him down that they responded. They're 29, 11, and 5 since the goalie shake-up that happened in early January.
Yeah. Listen, I wonder how Joe Juno's college coach felt then. He made the statement that he didn't think Joe Juno was ready, and with Mike Odessa and
that's right.
And Joe Juno's come. But listen, what about Andy Moog and Grant Fuhrer? They played together at Edmonton, and you got 2 great goalies there. But it seems like one is going one way, and the other, and Moog is taking off in the right direction.
Both highly competitive goalies. As a matter of fact, I asked Andy about this several weeks ago, how he felt about playing against Fuhrer. And Moog very much gets up for it. He loves the challenge. He remembers that he played backup during those days with Edmonton, and when those two go against each other, he's very up for these games. Same with Patrick Roy. They have a rivalry as well. You look at that Adams Division playoffs, there's 4 marquee goalies this year. You've got Hextall with the Nordiques. They haven't had a marquee goalie. They haven't been in the playoffs. Buffalo, getting Grant Fuhrer, a marquee goalie. You've got Moog, you've got Roy. It's going to be a great series. Getting back to Fuhrer and Moog, you're right. They're going in different directions. Like the way Andy Moog is playing right now, I'd have to say you give the edge to Moog in the playoffs. It's also important, the defense in front of those teams. Buffalo's hurting. They lost Svoboda for the year. Trading Ramsey, I didn't think was such a good idea for Bob Airey, but they've got, their defense is not as strong as the Bruins. Bruins defense is playing really well, which we talked about a few minutes ago. And I think that will be more of a difference than the actual goalie-on-goalie matchup.
So you're picking the Bruins in how many?
I would say 5.
5 games. That's pretty convincing.
I would say 5.
It almost seems like it's almost like too good. I mean, they're in such a role, and you would think that Buffalo was in no great shakes to to enter the playoffs. And yet, you know, stranger things have happened. I mean, now it's a chance for them to make amends, and, you know, you wonder, you know, are the Bruins that good, or, you know, one loss might change everything around. But, you know, they're clearly the favorite. Everyone's sort of looking beyond Buffalo, it seems. I'm sure the team isn't, but, you know, the general perception.
It'll be disappointing if they don't get out of the first round. I think right at this point, the way they're playing, it'll be disappointing if they don't face the Penguins.
Absolutely.
People are jumping the gun, and they're already asking Sutter, well, how do you stop Mario? They've got to get through 2 series.
Sure.
Listen, speaking about stopping Mario, I don't know. You listen to all the people who know a little bit about hockey, and I got to admit that it's not one of my best games, but everybody talks about how great this Penguin team is. And then I tell you, talk to a lot of people about listening to Phil Esposito and a lot of other people. Can anybody beat the Penguins?
Right now, I would say no. They're too balanced. Their forwards are phenomenal. Lemieux, if you stop him, you've got Rick Tocchet, who can hurt you, Kevin Stevens, Jaromir Jagr. That is just, you know, any one of those guys can carry a team. You've got Barrasso, who's having a phenomenal year. The defense, each year the Penguins, they've won 2 cups. They've made a trade at the trading deadline that has helped the team, picking up Ulf Samuelsson back 2 years ago, and Ron Francis helped them to win their first cup. Last year they picked up Tocchet. This year they picked up Framingham's Peter Taglianetti. And I think that the front office does a good job there from top to bottom. It's a class organization, and Lemieux is just incredible. Anybody who doesn't like hockey would even enjoy the talent that this man possesses.
How would you rate Lemieux with the great hockey players you've seen?
Well, I would say it's hard to say there's anybody better than him. I mean, people say, well, Gretzky, but Gretzky didn't have the size or the physical presence that Lemieux has. I saw him in the playoffs last year just run over Ray Bourque at center ice. I don't think you could have seen Gretzky do that. Gretzky was a different type of player, maybe had fancier moves, but I'd say pound for pound that Lemieux is the best I've ever seen.
If anyone, in your estimation, Dan, could beat the Penguins, could knock them off, would it be the Bruins, Detroit? I mean, who do you think anyone has a chance?
I don't think anybody has a chance. I really don't. You like to get excited about the playoffs and about the Bruins and enjoy the next month, because we're going to go into summer awfully quickly, I think.
Remember the last time they played, and Sutter's remarks, they lost 5-3. It was a good game, but clearly Pittsburgh was a better team. Saturday afternoon at the Garden, Nick. And I happened to do a column that day on Lemieux, and I noticed that Sutter wasn't quite as upset as he usually is, or quite as snappish after a loss. And he seemed to have found something in that game, even though they lost by 2 goals, that he could apply for future meetings with the Penguins. And I don't think he's quite revealed that. And do you think that was just blowing smoke, Dan, or was there something there?
It's funny you mention that, because talking to him about the Penguins, he said, yes, he has found his philosophy on beating the Penguins, but of course he's not going to tell
them. Well, listen, when we come back, it'll be Manzello's File, a little more about hockey. We're going to talk about those on-the-move Red Sox, who are devastating down the Fenway Park, and of course about the Celtics. Big win Thursday night.
Sure, Sherman Douglas.
They had a win, right, by Sherman Douglas. We'll be back in a minute.